Human Services Committee meeting for June 22nd, 2020. I understand that we have a quorum. I heard from Supervisor Bruno yesterday afternoon that he regrets that he has another commitment and couldn't make this meeting. And I believe that Supervisor McGowan notified us this past week that he would be out of the area, not able to participate. So we do have a quorum. We have some other supervisors on Zoom with us. Can I hear a motion to approve the minutes of the prior committee meeting?
Mr. McNevett has made the motion and Ms. Shepherd has made the second. Here in the boardroom.
Hogan, thank you. The next item is the resolutions. We have a request resolution, a notice of intent to fill the position of caseworker number 34 in the Child Protective Services Unit due to the resignation effective June 25th, 2020. And we have the Commissioner on board. Could you please discuss that a little bit, Chris?
Yeah, we have technically currently 3 positions open in CPS for caseworkers. 2 of them are on hold due to our fiscal austerity efforts. But we really felt like we needed to bring this one to committee because our numbers are still quite high. We have at least 50% of our caseworkers have well over the state recommended limit of cases, upper limit of cases, and we have caseworkers in other units that are also handling CPS. So we felt it was really necessary to fill this position. That's why we're bringing it today. So thank you for that.
And for those that don't have the agenda in front of them, this is a mandated position and is reimbursable 50% federal and 25% state. So do I have a motion to bring this resolution to the floor, please? Supervisor Frazier. Thank you. Second?
Ms. Shepherd has made the second. Here in the boardroom.
Okay, Supervisor Shepherd, thank you. Any discussion on this? Okay. Hearing no discussion, do I have a motion to approve the resolution?
I think you just need to call the vote.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, let me call the question. All in favor of approving?
Aye.
Okay. Any opposed? So carried. Thank you. Resolution request number 2 is a request resolution calling on the state of New York to release the first quarter of enhanced Medicaid federal matching funds for the pandemic response to Warren County to provide some partial fiscal relief to the current condition. Okay. A motion to bring it to the floor. Supervisor Hogan, thank you. A second. Supervisor Frazier. Any discussion? I imagine this is one of hundreds of checks that are sitting down in Albany waiting to get processed. So hopefully those will be in the mail very shortly, and we can continue to do business. Supervisor Hogan.
Thank you, Chairman. When do we normally get this one? How delayed is it? Or was this a special distribution? I'm sorry.
I don't have the answer to that question, Chris or Frank. I'm sorry, Chairman.
I believe this is the enhanced FMAP that was part of the stimulus package.
That's right. Yeah.
Missed that. Sorry.
It's like
Okay.
6% or.
And everybody's is delayed. We're not targeted. It's just they haven't cut it for anybody.
Yeah, everybody's is delayed at this point. I can give you just a quick update. On Friday, I had my state commissioners meeting, and there's a lot of pushback from the counties because the money, is desperate. Any sort of revenues that counties can get, they need it, and they need it as soon as it's available. The state apparently does have the money. Governor Cuomo did actually say he was going to release it. I don't know if he signed that yet. As of Friday, we were still fingers crossed. We formed an actual workforce. Well, I don't want to call it a workforce group, but a working group that is going to be putting pressure on the state to release any money, not just Medicaid monies, but any sort of payments in regard to the funding streams and reimbursement that we get for all our programs. So it is a concern. Some counties have it much worse than us. I think we are in a little bit better position, but there's still, quite a bit of money out there that we're waiting for. And if there's extra money available due to, changes at the federal or state level, then we're wanting to get that as soon as possible. I don't know if Julie has anything else to add to that or not, but that's where we're currently sitting, is just waiting for the governor to sign that so the money can be released.
I saw Supervisor Hogan's hand up.
Thanks. Thank you, Chairman. So what I just heard you say was that you're not sure if he in fact released it on Friday?
Yeah, I haven't heard yet. And I actually went in this morning to look around, do a little poking online and touch base with a couple people. And nobody seems to know if he actually signed it yet. Maybe he has, it just hasn't been put out there as, in the public yet. But as of Friday afternoon and as of this morning, I have not heard that he signed it yet. I heard that he did say he was going to sign it, though, which is a good thing. So
okay, thank you. I think for me, I'm not going to support this. I think I'd rather know for sure whether he supported it or not. A catchphrase we're hearing a lot, and it's not that I don't support you. Of course I do. I hope you don't feel that way. But we're hearing this catchphrase of pushing back against the state quite a bit, and I am almost feeling like we're at a point where we need to kind of pick our battles. Ryan's shaking his head, so go ahead.
We're not pushing back. We're asking nicely. There are other counties that are not paying their Medicaid bill.
Okay.
This
is more complicated than we're aware of.
So this is federal funding that the state doesn't have any choice but to pay to the counties. It's federal law. So the point is, the governor has said, I don't know if the governor said it directly, but the state said, don't worry, we're going to pay you. We know that. We know the state's going to pay us. It's an accounting entry on our books where this is revenue that we're going to get. It's not going to affect the fund balance at the end of the day, but it's cash. The state's holding cash. And for some counties, that's painful right now because they don't have cash. We're in a bit more of a better position there where it's not going to affect our ability to meet payroll, but that's what's happening in some other counties. And those counties are saying, we're withholding our Medicaid payment. If you're going to hold our cash, we're going to hold your cash. So what we're doing here is very, very different. We're putting the issue out there just to be on record that we would like to know when we're getting the money.
Thank you. Supervisor Garrity.
This was in the news, I would say, quite a while ago that we were going to get this money. And I don't feel that doing the right thing by requesting that the state give us the money that's due to us is supposed to be a pass-through. I guess I don't understand the thinking that we can't ask the state to please pass through the money that they owe us. It's our residents that are being put in limbo if we don't get this federal money. So I for one, I think Ryan's 100% correct. We're not being malicious or vicious. We're just asking that they do what they said they were going to do. And we're not alone. I see these emails from other counties. Other counties have are very cash strapped. We're not, but but please, we're not being vicious or malicious to the state of New York. I don't feel.
Supervisor Hogan.
Thank you, Chairman. I didn't mean to imply that we were. I'm kind of feeling like at this point we need to pick our battles, though. That's all. You know, if this check has already been cut, I would like when we do speak out for it to really be heard, I guess, is my concern. I'd like to pick our battles. I also am feeling like we're being, I'm not going to go there. Thank you. Thank you for the additional information. I appreciate it.
Thank you for your comments. Anyone else want to weigh in on this?
There's one other thing, Ben, that I can add is that all the other counties are doing this. And as county executive indicated, it's not a malicious thing. We're not trying to be aggressive here or, you know, create some sort of situation. It's just, it is pass-through money. It's money that's provided by the federal government, and the state, just for whatever reason, I mean, we can imagine there's probably a number of fiscal reasons why they want to hold on to money right now. But it's something that really, as Mr. Moore had said, is the county's monies really, and the state does have to pass it through. We're just urging in a polite way to say, look, you know, we really need to have that money, that funding and that revenue stream. The allocation needs to come to the counties as soon as possible, and people shouldn't be holding on to that.
Chairman, thank you.
Yeah, this issue came up on the last NISAC call that we had, and what the state was telling the director of NISAC was that the counties weren't asking for it, so now we are.
This resolution was also drafted by NISAC.
Supervisor Hogan.
So Chairman Thomas, have the rules changed here? This is something that we normally did not have to put in a specific request for, and now they're telling us we do?
No, this money belongs to the counties. It doesn't belong to the state of New York. And the state was kind of holding the funds, and it's what NISAC was saying was that nobody was asking for it. So, you know, none of the counties were requesting the money, so now we are requesting the money.
FMAP stands for Federal Medicaid Assistance Percentage, and we always get it's a split, state, local, and federal. This is enhanced FMAP, and it was part of the coronavirus stimulus bill that Washington passed a number of months ago.
But the state actually said people aren't asking for it, so we're not distributing it?
I wasn't on that call. I don't know what that particular comment was.
That was the statement that was made, yes, by Mr. Aquario. So he was recommending that the counties pass a resolution to request the money. So I think that's where this resolution came from.
So who said that to Mr. Aquario?
I have no idea. Somebody that he was in contact with in the state of New York. You know,
okay.
They talk to the governor's office quite regular, or at least people that work in the governor's office.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Anyone else? I will then call the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, those that are opposed? Any abstentions? So moved and passed. Thank you. No pending items, Chris?
We don't have any pending items. I believe Julie is on the Zoom if she wants to give any update in regards to the fiscal report.
Thank you. Good morning, Julie.
Good morning. If you've had the opportunity to look at the budget report, you can see through May we're in pretty good shape if you compare it to last year. My concerns will be more going forward with the state holding our claim settlements that just started. We haven't seen anything come in yet for June. So through May, I don't have any concerns. Next month may be very different. Hopefully, the revenue will start coming in before then and we won't have any issues. And the only thing I wanted to say about overtime is that we are trying to keep it limited to just our on-calls. With one caseworker down, we may see an increase because somebody has to take on that caseload that that worker had. So going forward, I think we're going to see a little increase there as well.
Okay, thank you. Does anyone have any questions for Julie? Thank you for the finance report. Any other questions for the commissioner before we?
Using up on 6664, 6664.
I don't understand that message, but so any other questions for the commissioner on Department of Social Services before we move into Countryside Adult Home? So we don't need to approve minutes to Countryside, or do we? Those aren't separate from social services, are they, Amanda? No. Okay. Thank you. So the first item on the action agenda is a request to renew services with Mahoney Alarms at an annual cost of $1,617 for regular maintenance and an additional $1,000 not to exceed amount for unplanned repairs. And again, that's mandated by the New York State Department of Health. Any comments on that, please, Chris?
I don't have any. I do believe that Amy is in the meeting, though. If she has anything, Amy, feel free to add any comments or updates to that.
It's definitely something that it monitors quarterly the fire system. So, and then also they come in and they do our K inspection extinguisher once a year. I did add in the $1,000 for maintenance just because of the period of time we're in right now. I didn't want us to be caught off guard. So I felt like even though I don't see anything coming, I thought it was a good idea.
Thank you, Amy. Does anyone have any questions or comments on that particular request? I'd like to call the question. All in favor?
You don't have a motion on the floor.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Can I get a motion for that, please? Supervisor Hogan, thank you. Supervisor Frazier on the second. Thank you for the catch, Amanda. Having got a motion and a second, all in favor, please.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Anyone opposed? Okay, so moved. Thank you. The second item on the action agenda is a request to fill cook position number 5 due to a resignation. And again, this is a mandated and reimbursable position. Any questions or comments on that particular resolution or request?
I'll bring it to the floor.
Okay, thank you. Do I have a second? Supervisor Frazier on the second. All in favor, say aye.
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 Those opposed? So moved. No referrals or pending items regarding Countryside, Chris?
I don't think we do. I
Okay.
think that if there's anything that Director McBurn would like to add in regards to census update or overtime report, that might be something she has available and that others would like to hear, if she has anything to add as well.
So far as census and overtime, I'm pretty proud of where we're at. Our overtime is increased obviously because of mandatory testing. We were doing it twice a week, and now we have a little bit of a decrease this pay period because we went to once. My staff they've been here night and day doing whatever they need to do to keep these residents safe and healthy. So very, very proud. And the numbers I think speak for themselves. I mean, year to date, we're only like 20 hours over last year. And then as far as the census is concerned, we've had one admit during the COVID crisis. That was back in April. I have plenty of referrals, but kind of just waiting it out. Just want to see, when are we going to open up this visitation to do a proper evaluation of somebody? They really need to come into the facility, and we're not able to do that right now. But we're staying strong. We've only had one discharge through it all. So.
Thank you very much. Any other comments or questions for Amy or for Chris?
Chairman?
Yes.
Thank you. I'd like to just add that Amy has been doing an incredible job up there, and her whole staff has. We've all read so much about the adult facilities and nursing homes and the way COVID has affected their operations and their residents. We have not had any residents test positive up there, nor have we any employees. So staff has been really vigilant. Director McBurn's been doing an incredible job. So my hat's off to her, and she's really doing a lot with a lot of additional work that's necessary. And when I say a lot, I mean a lot, to keep the residents safe. And it's super important. She's doing a great job. So thank you for that. I also like to mention that Julie Montero has also helped me with a lot of different things that have come up over the last couple months in regards to budget items and fiscal matters. So thanks to her too. She's doing a great job.
Thank you. Privilege of the floor to discuss any additional items to come before the committee, or is anyone weighed in on YouTube? Don?
No, sir. No comments on YouTube as of this point.
Okay, thank you. Any other discussion or any other comments? Do I have a motion to adjourn the meeting? Edna and Andrea on the second. Thank you very much, folks. Stay cool. Have a good day, and I will see you later.
Thank you.